These exercise bikes are for outdoor cyclists stuck indoors, studio cyclists at home, and exercisers who just want a killer workout. We've evaluated everything from training content to bike construction to guide you to the best exercise bike. Welcome to treadmillreviews.com, where today there's not a treadmill in sight. I'm Kaylee and I'm bringing you my picks for the best exercise bikes. We're concentrating on studio bikes in this video, but we'll also name our picks for other exercise bike categories later on in this video. If you're familiar with our channel, you might know that my main sport of choice is running, but cycling plays a really important role in my training. And whether you're like me and using an exercise bike to cross-train for another sport, or you're a really dedicated cyclist, this best list has something for you. It doesn't matter if you're logging tons of endurance rides or sneaking in a quick sprint session when you have the time, you can find an exercise bike that fits your schedule here. But before we get into our list, make sure you've liked this video and subscribed to our channel. We have in-depth video reviews on each of these exercise bikes, so be sure to check out the ones you're interested in. We want to make sure you've landed on the right bike for your training goals, and watching those detailed individual reviews is a great way to do that. All right, we're starting things off with a countdown of our top 3 exercise bikes for this year. Coming in at number 3, we have the Carol bike. This exercise bike has the best training workouts, whether you subscribe to their service or not. Its high price is what kept it out of our number 1 and number 2 spots. It's one of the most expensive bikes on this list, but it has a lot of great value that these other bikes don't have. Carol is all about squeezing into your schedule. Their key workout is their re-hit 2x20 second workout that takes just under 9 minutes, including the warm-up, recovery, and cool down. Western Colorado University did the research on the Carol bike's re-hit workout and demonstrated its efficacy, which is really cool and exciting. The reason you can't just replicate this workout on any of the other bikes we're about to get into is because the Carol bike uses AI resistance to tailor each sprint segment to your capabilities. It learns about you as you train and helps you progress by increasing your workload as you get fitter. The Carol bike also connects to your favorite indoor cycling apps like Peloton, Zwift, Rouvy, and more. There are entertainment apps from Netflix, YouTube, Prime Video, and Disney+. Carol has one of the most affordable subscription services, but even if you don't subscribe, you still get access to a few of Carol's science-backed workouts and all of these third-party apps. Keep in mind that you'll need your own subscription to most of these services, but it's great if you already happen to have those. Here we are at number 2, and it's the Bowflex VeloCore bike. This is another innovative bike, and it has a really sweet leaning feature. We looked for innovation that creates a unique training experience when picking these top 3 bikes. The Bowflex VeloCore creates a more immersive ride when you unlock the bike and tilt left or right. You'll see a visual representation on screen of which side you're currently training. The idea is that you're getting a more challenging workout for your core, especially those oblique muscles. I really liked it with scenic rides to feel like I was actually going around turns. If you want those scenic rides, you'll need to subscribe to Journey. I recommend having this subscription whether you get the 16-inch or 22-inch screen option for the VeloCore. Your training options are really limited without Journey. It's a reasonably priced subscription service, and it has more than just scenic rides. You take an initial fitness assessment, and then you can follow the trainer-led classes or structured workouts. There's an on-screen meter that will guide you to the right power level for your fitness. Journey also gives you access to entertainment apps, so you can do a structured workout while watching Netflix if you want. The VeloCore comes with 2 3-pound dumbbells and a heart rate monitor. I also really like the sporty look of the Bowflex VeloCore. It's a bike that definitely stands out compared to others, but it doesn't quite reach the heights of our number 1 pick. And now for our number 1 pick, the NordicTrack S22i Studio Cycle. It took the number 1 spot with its phenomenal outdoor training content. You'll need an iFit subscription, but then you get automatic resistance and incline adjustments. There are thousands of classes for the bike, other cardio equipment, and strength training. So let's get back to the incline feature. The bike not only automatically increases resistance uphill and decreases resistance downhill, it actually moves to tilt you up to 20% and down to -10%. It's engaging and fun. Since iFit specializes in outdoor content, you end up with a ride that recreates the outdoor training experience really well. There are 24 digital resistance levels. And while that may not seem like a lot compared to other exercise bikes on this list, you have to remember that the incline adjustments add to that range. For example, level 12 resistance will feel different at each incline level. iFit also learns your abilities over time and personalizes the resistance to your capabilities. This is super handy and makes every iFit workout more suitable to you, so you don't have to worry if it's too hard or too easy. Key features on the S22i are the large 22-inch touchscreen display. It rotates around so you can view training classes off of the bike too. There are speakers and Bluetooth audio for a customizable listening experience. You can even change the trainer and music volume separately. And the Google Maps integration lets you create a workout anywhere in the world. Check out our full review of the NordicTrack S22i for more information on our best exercise bike pick. So maybe you don't want to be bothered with a subscription service and you just want to watch your favorite shows and movies on Netflix or another streaming service. Well, Sole is a great brand for you. The SB1200 has many third-party apps for you to try. In addition to Netflix, there's YouTube, Prime Video, Disney+, Max, Hulu, and Peacock. You even get ESPN and CNN. And it doesn't stop there. The SB1200 allows screen mirroring, so you can cast anything you want from your smartphone or tablet to the screen. You just have to be on the same Wi-Fi. I like taking Peloton classes on the SB1200 because you can use the 100 magnetic resistance levels on the SB1200 to keep up with the instructor's cues. The SB1200 also comes with Sole's free training classes. Sole Plus is included with your purchase of their equipment, so you have tons of training options at no additional cost, and no need to subscribe to a service. But if you already have subscriptions, you can put them to good use on this bike. The SB1200 is not the most innovative or premium bike on this list, but it has a good flywheel, pedals, and handlebars. The frame is covered by a lifetime warranty. Once you throw in the 10-inch touchscreen and its features, it really proves itself. And one of my favorite things about this bike is its mid-range price. If you're looking for maximum training and entertainment options at a reasonable cost, the SB1200 is a solid contender. The Freebeat LIT Bike is my choice of exercise bike if you're trying to build a new cycling routine. The Freebeat classes are addictive. The classes are led by the highest energy cycling trainers I've ever encountered. The classes have entrancing, colorful visuals, and most importantly, every workout is a game. Your job is to pedal on the beat or take it up a notch by pedaling double time. Rack up points and climb that leaderboard by pedaling accurately. I swear that every time I get on this bike, I think I'm going for an easy ride, and I end up working way harder without even realizing it. Besides the training content, the Freebeat LIT Bike stands out for a few reasons. It comes in 3 colors. We got the pink bike, but you can also get it in beige or black. The flywheel has a cute wood detail panel. The saddle has a sensor for when you're in or out of the saddle. You'll earn more points by following the trainer's cues, which is fun and a unique feature. If you're looking for a more chill experience, try the scenic rides that are also available with a Freebeat subscription. Or go the opposite direction and get into an actual game experience with the rhythm game. It's like Guitar Hero for the bike. The Freebeat LIT Bike is designed to work with the subscription service, so I recommend this bike for anyone who wants one and doesn't mind the commitment. It's not a good choice if you don't want to subscribe. Since this bike has been a favorite of mine for a while now, I definitely recommend it. Since the NordicTrack S22i was our top pick for this year, we couldn't overlook the S27i. You get all of the same features that we loved on the S22i, but with a bigger screen. If you're looking for a truly cinematic indoor cycling experience, this might be the bike for you. For me, it's a little too much, but the area that this bike really excels in is providing a great way to view iFit content during a non-bike workout. So say you want to do a strength or yoga class, you can just rotate that screen around and watch from your mat. The 27-inch display makes it a lot easier to see, so you never miss what the trainer is doing. There's no shortage of exercise bikes with screens, but the bikes without screens aren't that different from each other, right? Well, we picked our favorite, the Bowflex C6. One of the key things I look for when evaluating an exercise bike is how many different training options it gives you. The Bowflex C6 doesn't have a screen, so you don't feel pressured into using a subscription service, but you can pair it with Journey, Bowflex's subscription service, if you want. It has a tablet rack, so you can view a phone or tablet pretty easily. The C6 is also good for training with other apps like Peloton or Zwift. Bowflex has a chart with all of the apps the C6 is compatible with, and you can follow our link in the description to see that and more. But if you're just looking for a low-tech ride, the Bowflex C6 does not require a subscription to function. You don't have to pair to any apps. The only point of contention I have with the C6 is the console's display of your RPMs. It shows up as a scale, not just a number. You have to pair with the compatible app for a more exact measurement. On a more positive note, you have 100 levels of magnetic resistance, a heavy flywheel, and comfortable handlebars. You get a set of 3-pound dumbbells and a heart rate monitor thrown in for added value on an already well-priced bike. The Bowflex C6 gives you complete control over how simple or complicated your cycling workout is. The Concept 2 BikeERG is designed for indoor use, but it's also a garage gym staple. And as loud as the air resistance is, you'll want to be in a more isolated training area or risk invoking the wrath of your family or roommates. It's super portable thanks to its lightweight aluminum frame and simple display. It weighs only 68 pounds. If you want to wheel it in and out of a garage, it's easy to do. It doesn't need to be plugged in since the performance monitor is battery powered and draws power from the motion of the flywheel. As for the BikeERG's performance, it's super unique. It uses air resistance, which can be adjusted with the damper covering the flywheel to control the airflow to the fan. It's not the easiest to stand up out of the saddle. You need to set the damper higher and work up some power before doing so. It feels somewhere between a studio bike and an air bike, just without the moving arms. The BikeERG is super versatile as an endurance, power, or conditioning bike. You can connect to apps like Zwift or Concept 2's own ERG data app. No subscription is required for this bike, and there are onboard workouts to follow. This bike is a great compromise between an air bike and a studio bike. The saddle and handlebar posts can also be adjusted for a more upright cycling position. You'll just want to be mindful that once you get the BikeERG, you'll probably be addicted to Concept 2 and want the RowERG and SkiERG too. The Echelon EX-5S relocates the flywheel to the back of the bike to keep it out of the sweat zone. It joins the ranks of the Bowflex VeloCore and Carol bike, which also use this design. The Connect EX-5S is more affordable than those bikes, so it's a great option if you're looking for this rear flywheel design. Echelon is a great Peloton alternative in both bike and training service, and you'll need the Echelon subscription to use this bike, or at least you'll have to sign up for a free account. The resistance won't work otherwise. This bike has a 22-inch display. The display flips over for off-bike viewing so you can take strength and yoga classes. Echelon is in the process of rolling out expanded content for this bike series at the time of filming this video. Echelon has had Peloton-like studio classes with music playlists for a while, but now they're also launching a Zwift competitor called Echelon Worlds. There's also FitOS, which will be the hub for entertainment on the EX-5S. Echelon's subscription service is integral to the bike experience, and this is a really impressive expansion of the service. There are a few differences between the model we have and the most current model of the EX-5S 22. The new update has a resistance controller and a new soundbar for improved audio. These features keep the EX-5S competitive in the saturated exercise bike market. Can you really have a best exercise bike list without mentioning the most notorious of all exercise bikes, the Peloton Bike Plus? We've placed this bike at the bottom of our list because the hardware feels a bit overrated compared to the other innovative brands on this list. Yet, I'm a Peloton class addict like so many of you out there. I prefer to use the Carol bike or Bowflex C6 or Sole SB1200 to train with Peloton. But the Bike Plus does have a few advantages over these other bikes. You can high five and follow your placement on the leaderboard. There's the super fun lane break game. The Bike Plus is definitely the best way to get the full Peloton experience with automatic resistance adjustments, which the regular Peloton bike doesn't have. The Bike Plus also has a larger screen and better audio. Peloton is best known for its live and on-demand classes that feature awesome trainers. The playlists and workouts are tied together so you start working hard when the music picks up. It's an excellent training service, and while you can still use the bike without a membership, it's not worth it in my opinion. The Bike Plus is for the indoor cyclist who is really committed to the Peloton training service. Fortunately, Peloton now has entertainment content to make their subscription service even more competitive and enjoyable to use. This bike is definitely the way to go if you want the best Peloton features and want to participate in the Peloton community. So I need to throw a few more exercise bike options at you in case you aren't into the studio bike style of training. I've got a pick for air bikes, upright bikes, and recumbent bikes to share with you. For air bikes, I'm really liking the Assault Bike Pro X. Assault Fitness has 3 air bikes in their lineup, and I think the Pro X, the mid-range option, is even better than their premium Assault Bike Elite. It's priced well and is just as challenging as an air bike should be. Then for recumbent and upright bikes, I'm always back and forth between NordicTrack and Sole bikes. Right now, I have to go with the NordicTrack R35 for recumbent bikes, and my pick for the runner-up is the Sole LCR. But I'm team Sole LCB for upright bikes right now with the NordicTrack View 29 as my second choice. These bikes have the same content options as the other bikes I've discussed from their respective brands. But if you want more information, follow our links to learn more. If you need a little more help to figure out which exercise bike is the right option for you, don't worry, I've got you covered. So first, you want to decide what style of training you want to do. We've covered mainly studio bikes on this list, but you might prefer upright or recumbent cycling if you have back pain or just need something more supportive. Air bikes are another option that's great for a full body workout since they normally have moving arms too. They're also good for warming up and cooling down around other activities and more general conditioning. You'll also want to settle on a budget. The bikes in this video range from a bit under $1,000 to about $2,500. Use our links to check out a bike's current price if you want more information. Prices tend to fluctuate quite a bit. You'll also need to factor in a subscription service, if you want one, into your budget. Some bikes all but require a subscription service and are practically useless without one. So pay attention to that and be realistic about how you'll use the bike and what you can afford. If you aren't sure about committing to a subscription service, consider a bike without a touchscreen. You can always access content on a phone or tablet if you decide you want training classes, but you might not be able to get around a built-in touchscreen's paywall. You don't have to worry about comfort too much, because many exercise bikes have replaceable saddles and pedals or even handlebars. The seat is what causes the most issues, but you can always add a seat cushion if the saddle isn't removable. Think about what setup would be best for you. Look at a bike's height and weight capacity. Never go with a bike with a weight capacity lower than your weight. You should also try to find an exercise bike that has a greater than necessary height range. So if you're 6'5", you might not want a bike that only supports a user height of up to 6'6". The brand is using an estimate of what your reach and inseam length should be, so try to give yourself a little more allowance if possible. And check out our written reviews where we have measurements for most of these bikes. I haven't yet run into the issue of a bike's resistance in this price range we've covered being too easy. If you're going with a very cheap bike, that could be an issue. When it comes to resistance, look at how many levels the bike has. More levels gives you more precision in your training. You'll also want to consider magnetic versus friction resistance. Premium exercise bikes tend to have magnetic resistance because it's quieter and can be controlled automatically or on screen. Friction resistance has the benefit of being unlimited, so you can always make the resistance more difficult by tightening the friction pad down on the flywheel. I recommend making a list of features you just can't do without. This could be automatic resistance changes, personalized workouts, a device rack, water bottle holder, and so on. Also list any features you would like to have, maybe phone charging, screen mirroring, dumbbells, heart rate connectivity. These are just a few of the options that bikes offer. When it really comes down to it, choose the bike that has the workout style you want and that you'll come back to regularly. An enticing workout style will prevent your bike from turning into a coat rack. That is a wrap on our best exercise bikes list. We did our best to list a bike for every situation, but if you think we overlooked something, let us know. I'm always keen to check out new products or take a second look at a product I might have dismissed too quickly. We have links to all of the bikes mentioned in this video, just check the description. If you have more questions on these bikes, I'd be more than happy to help, just leave us a comment. And if you decide to purchase one of these bikes, using our link helps our channel at no additional cost to you. I'm Kaylee from treadmillreviews.com, and thanks so much for watching.